Yo, it's Sway.
Sway.
Sway. Sway.
Sway.
Sway.
Sway.
In the morning.
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 Only on Shade 45.
Wake your fuck ass up.
Yeah. Bitches.
Chriz Nunez is here. Ink Master Season 2 premieres tonight on Spike TV. You got a question, let us know. Do you feel that, I mean, maybe it's not your position to say, you know what I mean, what a person does to their body, but have you seen an onslaught of a lot of people coming into tattoo shops because it's, you know, trendy and maybe they haven't thought the process out? What advice would you give to people who really want to get their whole body canvas done?
Well, you know what's one thing that's really that's become, again, another fashion victim kind of thing is you got a lot of young folks that are coming in, they want to get tattooed. They don't have tattoos on their body. They don't have full sleeves, and they want to do their throat and their hands.
Yeah.
This is life-changing moves that you're making. And these are things that you're doing young and you're not thinking it out, and then you're coming in and you're doing this stuff on your hands, your throat. No matter how cool we are, how cool everybody says they are with tattooed people, go try to get a job at a bank, man. It ain't going to happen.
Yeah, if you got murder on right under your esophagus, it's just, I might not hire you.
See, that's the thing.
Yeah.
And what kids don't realize is we see a lot of our favorite rappers and a lot of our favorite athletes and, you know, even people on tattoo shows, whatever, and they're all covered and you're like, oh, great, I want to emulate these looks. But you're not realizing this is what we've done for a living. We're all 20 plus years in the business.
Yeah.
We are not going to go sell a car later on tonight because we can't pay the bills. You have to consider that being young. It's also the responsibility of tattooers, I think, to not allow these kids to make these harmful mistakes.
Let me ask you, and you bring that up because I remember the girl got the rapper Drake name tattoo on her forehead. What did you think when you heard that?
Headlines. Headlines that made, you know, I know who did it.
Yeah.
You know, I know the shop. It was just one of those things, man. It was a choice, you know, and if I'm politically speaking correct, I'm just going to say, you know, thank God there's lasers for that girl.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
To get it off?
Yeah, because, I mean, at some point, I don't think she's going to ride, you know, the next 20 years with Drake on her forehead.
Yeah.
So luckily there's medical advances for that person in that situation. But, you know.
Would you have done that one?
I would have passed.
You would have passed?
Myself, yeah. Because, again, she was not covered head to toe. She was not a lifer. She was somebody who had a crush on a dude.
On a dude, right?
You know?
Let me ask you this question. We were talking about this earlier. There's a woman in North Carolina. I don't know if you heard about this, but she got busted for tattooing a small heart on her 11-year-old daughter's shoulder.
Again, it's a tough call. And we here in the U.S., we have a lot. You know, obviously the law is 18 and, you know, now in other cultures around the world where I've traveled, kids do get tattooed. It's religious. It's protection. It comes from the parents. It's almost a birthright. You have this in tribes. You know, you have this. There's different ways to look at things in different parts of the planet. The biggest reason that I say kids shouldn't get tattooed, well, two reasons. One reason is because obviously they're kids.
Yeah.
How are they going to, do we even remember what we did when we were 11?
Nah, man.
I mean, come on. It's a blur, especially this day and age. Right? But the other thing is that you continue growing. So how you're worried about your tattoo drooping, that girl is going to grow from 2 feet to, you know, 5'10".
Yeah.
And then what do we got? We got a stretched out
Tattoo.
You know, it's a mess.
It doesn't look the same.
Yeah.
Chriz Nunez is here, 888-742-3345. I'm going to take a few calls and then Heather B has a question for you. We have Trouble from Oakland on the line. Go ahead, Trouble. What would you like to say to Chris?
Hey, it's actually Trouble, not Trouble.
Oh, my bad.
Chris, how do you feel about the new legislations coming out possibly? Because, I mean, you know, inking was underground and you guys made your money and you did a good thing in the tax situations. With the shows and the publicity of, you know, the Miami Inks and then Kat Von D shows and all the Ink Masters, how do you feel? Is that going to destroy the underground or the cash flow of the industry in terms of just exposing it to a lot of different taxes and money situations in the industry? You know what's going on with it?
Well, it's funny you bring that up. This is it's a big point of contention, and for me, I was always fascinated by the underground, and you know, this whole choice of doing television and bringing what we do into the light has been a double-edged sword for me, because by one sense, I do what I do, and I love tattooing, and I have a passion for it, and that's where my heart is. But by bringing it to the light, we put a lot of light on things where maybe, it didn't belong. So that's always an internal struggle I have. One way that I look at it is what we do is we're entertaining. We're not doing an infomercial. I'm an entertainer on television. That's my second career. My first career is I'm a tattooer at heart.
It's Sway in the morning, only on Shade 45.